This is R.D. Sharma solution, class 11, chapter 30, derivatives. This is very short answer question, VSAQ. Here we have answer each of the following questions in one word or one sentence as per exact requirement of this question. The first question is, write the value of limit x tends to c, fx minus fc by x minus c. So fx minus fc by x minus c, what do we know? We have done the theory also. It's f dash c. So it's a differentiation. So if you have a function fx, now you want to find out d by dx of fx. So there is first principle, there is another way. Actually this only gives you first principle, fx minus fc. You devise first principle by this only, by x minus c. Now question number 2, write the value of limit x tends to a, this one, okay, x fa minus a fx by x minus a. So let me write the question first. This is limit x tends to a, x fa minus a fx divided by x minus a. So this you have to do. So what we will do here, we will add something and subtract something. That is, I am subtracting x fx, adding and subtracting this term, x fx. Okay, it won't affect because ultimately they will be cancelled. Now x fa minus x fx will take together and we will take x common from this. So, and the other one, from here these two middle members will take fx common. So x fa, I am taking x common, okay. So this will be fa minus fx. Now coming to this one, plus I am taking x common. Oh, fx common. So you have x minus a inside. Okay. Now this, there is something, because fa is coming first, fx is coming later. So we will just exchange it. We'll exchange it. We'll take a negative outside for the first term, and this will be plus fx and minus fa. So this will be fx minus fa. So minus x, fx minus fa that we wanted, and then plus fx and x minus a. And if you remember, x minus a is in the denominator, okay? It was already there. So we have a limit also. Now let us apply the limit. Let us apply the limit. So this is extending to a. So we'll apply twice this limit in the first member. So we have limit x tends to a, x minus a cancel. So you have limit x tends to a fx. Just put x as a, so it will be a. Fx minus fa by x minus a we have just seen in the previous question. It is f dash a, which is c. Basically here it is a. So f dash a. And what about x minus x? So we are applying limit here also. So when we apply the limit, we will just replace x with a. When you are applying limit, x will be changed to a. So it will be a. Okay. So minus a, f dash a plus fa. This is going to be your final answer. Now question number 3 it is. It's around 14 questions, so we'll do half of this. So if x is less than 2, then write the value of d by dx under root x square minus 4x plus 4. Now x is less than 2, that is 2 minus x is greater than 0. Please remember this. So if you take x square minus 4x plus 2, it's basically 4, it is 2 square. So we are talking about x a square plus b square minus 2ab. So we have x square plus 2 square minus 4x, 2 into 2x. So you can write it as x minus 2 whole square. Okay, but x minus 2 can always be written as 2 minus x whole square. How this? See, if you take minus x whole square or x whole square, it will remain as x square only. That is, if you have x minus a minus x whole square, it is same. because if you take minus common from either of this, it will transform into the second one. If you take minus a minus x whole square, minus square is 1. So x minus a you can always change as a minus x. A minus x you can always change as x minus a. That is why we change x minus 2 to 2 minus x. Right? Now 2 minus x is greater than 0. It's already given in the condition. 2 minus x is greater than 0. So 2 minus x is greater than 0. So 2 is greater than x, which is given in the question. Okay? So since it is greater than 0, then only we can have the derivative of under root, because under root inside negative number, it won't work. Okay? Because we are not dealing with the complex number here. So we only deal with the normal number. So now we can eliminate the root with square. So 2 minus x will only remain. So now dy dx of 2 minus x will be 2 will be 0 and minus 1 it will be minus 1. So minus 1 will be the answer. Please remember x is less than 2 and we have employed 2 minus x greater than 0. X minus 2 is less than 0. So if you multiply and minus both sides, it will be 2 minus x greater than 0. That is what we have employed here. Otherwise it will be, we are not sure whether it will be negative or positive. So only when it's positive, then only we can get the under root eliminated. Otherwise we won't. Okay. So now coming to question number 4. It's given if x is between pi by 2 and pi. X is between pi by 2 and pi. Then find d by dx of under root 1 plus cos 2x by 2. So 1 plus cos 2x by 2. 1 plus cos 2x is what? 2 cos square x by 2. So 2x it is. So it will be x only. Divided by 2. Cancel these 2. Under root cos square x. Okay. Now see. Again minus x square and x square. They will both give you x square. Because minus square is always 1. Now if I take you to the quadrant, add sugar to coffee. This pi by 2 and pi means we are talking about second quadrant. This is pi by 2, this is pi, second quadrant. So cos is negative here. Cos is negative here. So that means we are going to get minus cos square x. Okay? It's basically minus cos x whole square. It's minus cos x whole square. I hope it is clear. In second quadrant, only sign is positive, so cos will be negative. That is why we have to do minus cos x. So if we do this kind of thing, y can be cos x, y can be minus cos x. Because square, negative will go. So we have to see how it has come. Because whenever we are dealing with root, we have to see whether it was negative or positive. So that is how, because the condition is pi by 2 to pi, d by dx of minus cos x will come. Minus cos x, minus minus cancel, cos x is minus sin x, so only sin x will come. This is question number 5. Now write the value of d by dx of x mod x. D by dx of, now in this kind of question we have to take certain cases. So x mod x is there. So mod x, please understand, we'll take two cases and you will understand by this only. We assume that x is greater than 0. So if we take the number line, if at x is 0, so above x, x will be positive. So mod x will be x because x is positive. But if you take on the negative side, mod x will be minus x. So first condition is x greater than 0. So we'll put my mod x as x. So x into x, mod x, because x, we are taking it as x. So x square, divide dx of x square is 2x. First condition. Second condition. Now x is less than 0. So when x is less than 0, mod x will be equal to minus x. Mod x will be equal to minus x because we are taking the negative side of the number line. So mod x you will put minus x. So it will be x into minus x. So it will be minus x square divide dx of minus x square. Minus is there, x square we already done. So it will be minus 2x. And how we are going to write this answer? Like this. D by dx of x mod x equals, this is 2x if x is greater than 0, and it will be minus 2x if x is less than 0. So this is how we are going to write the answer from 1 and 2, cases 1 and 2. Now question number 6. Same thing here. Write the value of d by dx of, see, x plus mod x into mod x. X plus mod x into x into mod x, x plus mod x into mod x. Okay, basically it's x plus x into x, but we cannot do it because there is mod, and we have to take again two conditions here. Two conditions will be x is greater than 0 or x is less than 0. So let me tell you again, this is 0. If x is greater than 0, then mod x will be positive x. When we are taking the negative side, mod x will be minus x. Minus x. Okay. So first condition, when x is greater than 0, we'll put x everywhere as positive. That is, mod x will be replaced by x. So x plus x into x. So it will be 2x into x, 2x square. 2x square, and what is the differentiation of 2x square? We have to do d by dx. So it will be 2, x square is 2x. So 4x it will be. Okay. Now second one, x is less than 0. So now when x is less than 0, mod x will be replaced by minus x. So x into x plus minus x into minus x. But it won't affect because x minus x is anyway 0. Differentiation of 0 is 0 only. So we'll get a 0 here, right? So now how are we going to write? 4x and 0 has come. So we'll write d by dx. This is fx, okay? I am assuming it to be fx. d by dx of fx, you have to write whole, right? Equals 4x if x is greater than 0 and 0 if x is less than 0. X is less than 0. Okay? Next one. Now here we have x mod x and mod x minus 1. So now we will have three cases. You see how? Because if you want to see how many critical points are there. So the critical points where we have to check is where it becomes 0. So x is, see, first is x. First function is x. So x is 0. So 0 is a break point or a critical point. Now x minus 1, just put it 0. So x equal to 1. So 0 and 1 are the critical points. So you see there are three partition of the number line. Okay, this is 0 and 1. So let me make pointed. So one is from infinity to 0. The other is 0 to 1. And the another one is 1 to infinity. Minus infinity to 0. Second part is 0 to 1. Third part is 1 to plus infinity. So we have to check for all these situations. Okay, let us say x is less than 0. Now x is less than 0, of course we have seen x, mod x will be minus x. Mod x will be minus x. But if you take x as negative x, then what will be mod x minus 1? It will be mod x minus 1. You put any value, you just check it. Put any value. Say minus 1. So minus 1 minus 1, it will give you negative of x minus 1. Okay. So basically you are getting negative of x minus 1. So mod x minus 1 will be, mod x minus 1 is total function. So when you remove the mod, it will be negative of minus x minus 1. Okay. I hope you got the idea. Because eventually the value is coming as negative. Because minus 2 has come. Minus 2 is coming. That means you are getting negative. And we have just checked for a random value below 0. So now this will be x minus 1. Here is in this range it will be minus x minus 1. This is clear? Okay. Now coming to, let us take greater than, case 3 I am taking first. So x is greater than 1. So we know that when it is greater than 0, mod x will be x. We have already seen in previous two questions. So mod x will be x. X. Okay. What about mod x minus 1? Now you put any value above 2. Just to check 1. Just check. 3 minus 1, it's positive. So mod x minus 1 will be positive x minus 1. So only x minus 1 will come. When coming to 0 to 1. So what will be the value? Because it is already greater than 0. So we don't have a problem with mod x. We have already seen in previous two questions, when we are dealing with x which is between 0 and 1. So since it is greater than 0, so mod x will be positive x. Okay, mod x, because it is greater than 0, let it be between 0 and 1, but it's still greater than 0. So mod x is plus x. But what about mod 0, x minus 1? If you put any value, say 0.5, 0.5 minus 1 is negative 0.5. So you are getting a negative value here. So mod x minus 1 in between 0 and 1 is going to be negative of x minus 1. I hope you got the idea. You can write it as minus x plus 1. It will be minus x plus 1. Or you can write it as 1 minus x also. This also you can write it as 1 minus x. Okay. So now these are three partitions. Now we'll put the value in mod x plus x minus 1 depending upon the scenario. So when x is less than 0, three ranges I am taking. Okay. When x is less than 0, it will be minus x, and x minus 1 is again minus, so 1 minus x it will be. So what do you get here? Minus 2x plus 1. And when we take the differentiation, only minus 2 will come, because dy dx of x is 1 and 1 is of course 0. Minus 2. Here, case 2. X mod x is x and mod x minus 1 is negative of x minus 1. So you have mod x and mod x minus 1 is 1 minus x. So plus 1 minus x, x gets cancelled, and dy dx of 1 is 0. Okay. So minus 2, 0. Now coming to third condition. Here both are positive. Mod s is x and mod x minus 1 is x minus 1. So just put it x minus 1. It will be 2x minus 1. So when we differentiate, 2 will come out. dy dx of x is 1 and minus 1 is 0. So you get 2. So minus 2, 0, 2. So now how you are going to write it? You will write it as f dash x. It's going to be minus 2 if x is less than 0. It will be 0 if x is between 0 and 1. It will be 2 if it is greater than 0. X is greater than 0. So these are the three conditions you are going to write for the final answer. So I just told you these situations. When we put a value, I actually put a value, proper value, below 0, greater than 0, and 0 and 1, and then try to find out whether x minus 1 will be positive or negative. This also you can do. But by doing such kind of questions, you will be quite clear what mod x is going to give you, or mod value will give you. This is question number 8. Write the value of the derivative of fx, and fx is given like this, which is mod x minus 1 plus mod x minus 3 at x equals 2. Right. So first of all, we have to see x minus 1, x minus 3 in mod, where it is going to be positive, where it is going to be negative. That's the only thing which we have to do when we are having some modulus. So you want to have a critical point, just put as 0, x minus 1 equals 0, x is 1, x similarly x minus 3 equals 0, so x equals 3. This is another critical point. That is, before that and after that, x minus 3 will give you something, and same as x minus 1. So if you see, x equals 2, so 2 is in between 1 and 3. It's already given in the question. X equals to 2 you have to find out. So the best thing which I suggest is, always put this 2 here and see whether what is going to be positive, what is going to be negative. The only thing is this. For example, if you put here x minus 1, x equals 1, so you are talking about a range which is greater than 1, because 2 is greater than 1. So x minus 1 is related to 1, x minus 3 is related to 3, but in between we have 2. So 2 is a greater than 1, any value greater than 1, and 3 is greater than 2, or you can say 2 is less than 3. So 2 is greater than 1 and 2 is less than 3. So what does it mean? It means when we put say 2 minus 1, x minus 1, 2 minus 1, so it is going to give you positive. But when you put 2 minus 3, it's going to give you negative. I hope you got the idea. x minus 1, if you put value 2, just directly put 2, which I suggest is 2 minus 1 is positive. So mod will give you positive. Any value, even if you put 1.5 or any value, is in this range, which is greater than 1, x minus 1 is going to give you x minus 1. But when you talk about 2 with respect to x minus 3, if you put 2, you put say 1, you put any value which is lower than 3, it's going to give you a negative x minus 3 when you take out this from the modulus. So it will be minus x minus 3. Okay, I hope you got the idea. It's minus x minus 3. So in this range 1 to 3, if x is between 1 and 3, x minus 1 will give you positive x minus 1 and x minus 3 will give you negative x minus 3 if you talk about modulus of these two functions, right? So now in place of x minus 1, you can easily write x minus 1, but in place of x minus 3, you are going to write minus x minus 3. So let us put this x minus 1 positive and x minus 3 negative. So I am just taking negative here. X minus 3, x minus 1 minus x plus 3, cancel this xx. 3 minus 1 is 2. Now d by dx, you have to find out f dash x. D by dx of a constant number is 0. So 2, d by dx of 2 is 0. Okay. Coming to question number 9. Here, if fx is equal to x square by modulus of x, then we have to find out d by dx of fx. D by dx of fx. So same thing, x square won't matter much. Main thing is, first of all, x cannot be 0. This is very important. Okay, so we are taking case 1. X can never be 0, but x can be greater than 0. So mod x will be x greater than 0, mod x will be plus x. I'll just change it. And x less than 0, so x square by negative x minus x. So I just change the plus this to be plus x. So only negative positive this will be. So this is positive x. Okay, and this is negative. So you have x and negative x. D by dx of x is 1. D by dx of minus x is minus 1. Minus 1. Minus will come outside. And d by dx of x is minus 1. So you have f dash x, and this will be 1. This will be 1 if x is greater than 0. X is greater than 0. And this is going to be minus 1 if x is less than 0. Right? Next is question number 10. Now d by dx of log mod x. Log mod x. So first thing is, let me show you the function first. Log mod x. We have to find out d by dx. So first we have to take case 1, case 2. Why? Because it is a mod x involved. So x is greater than 0, x is less than 0. When x is greater than 0, that means we are talking about log x. Mod x. X is greater than 0. X is greater than 0, so mod x will be x, and here mod x will be minus x. X is less than 0 we are taking. So x is greater than 0, x is less than 0. Okay. So now put this, when we have x greater than 0, it will be log x. When x less than 0, it will be log minus x. Okay, now let us take the differentiation now. Log x is 1 by x. And log minus x is 1 by minus x. D by dx of log x is 1 by x. And d by dx of log negative x is, because if you assume it to minus x to be y, it will be 1 by y. And of course, and then you have to do this differentiation of minus x also. Okay, please remember, you have to do minus x also, right? So, but what you see here, that 1 by x and 1 by minus x, what does it mean? We just did minus 1 by minus x. Okay. So now you have, because log x is 1 by x, so you don't have to do minus x. I just said minus x, you don't have to do that. So log mod x, it can come x and minus x. So that is why you are going to write 1 by mod x. That is, mod x is x for x greater than 0, minus x for x less than 0. Okay. So you can just put it like this, 1 by mod x. This is the answer. Now question number 11 it is. Okay, f1 is 1 f dash 1 is 2, that is d by dx of fx is 2 at 1. And we have to find out the limit under root fx minus 1 by under root x minus 1. So first of all, these kind of, whenever we have under root something, we have to eliminate the under root. We have to multiply it by the RF, rationalizing factor. So I'm multiplying root x plus 1 for the denominator, root x minus 1, but the numerator is also root. So I have to multiply the numerator also, means numerator with the term which is your root fx plus 1. Okay. So root fx minus 1, so just multiply it by root fx plus 1 divided by root fx plus 1. Okay. For this one. For numerator, we did this one. For denominator, we did the first one. So a minus b, a plus b formula is there. A square minus b square. So you have fx minus 1. Basically root fx whole square minus 1 square. So root fx. And root x minus 1, root x whole square minus 1 whole square, root x minus 1. X minus 1. Now what is remaining? Root x plus 1 in the numerator and root fx plus 1 in the denominator. Now you see here, this fx minus 1, when we apply the limit, please remember, we have done first question, fx minus fc by x minus c. Fx minus fc by x minus c is f dash c. But this 1 we can replace by f1. Why? Because in the question it is clearly being said that f1 equals 1 and we already have a 1. So I am replacing this 1 by f1. Okay. So I'll just replace this by 1, because if you just apply the limit, it will be f1, 1 minus 1 divided by 1 minus 1, and that will not solve our purpose. So as I'm saying, fx minus fc by x minus c is f dash c. So here you have 1. So just put f1 because f1 is 1. So fx minus f1 by x minus 1. Now this is a proper differentiation only of f dash 1. Right? So this is f dash 1. And what about this one? This is f dash c, right? So that is why I wrote f dash 1. And what about this one? Under root. Now I'm applying the limit, so just put x as 1. So root 1. I'm putting x as 1, so 1 plus 1, root fx, that is 1. So this is 1 plus 1. Okay. So you have 1 plus 1 by 1 plus 1, that is 2 by 2. It cancels. You get only 2 by 2. That is going to be 1. What is f dash 1? It's 2. So this is 2 into 2 by 2. So you have 2 only. So 2 is the final answer. Question number 12 it is. So write the derivative of fx, and fx is given as 3 multiplied by 2 plus x, which is inside a modulus. So 3 into mod 2 plus x it is asking at x equals minus 3. So first thing is x is minus 3, and this minus 3, how does it affect this mod 2x plus x? This is what you have to see. So 2 plus x equals 0, x equals minus 2, this is the critical point. So when you are seeing this 0 and this is the critical point minus 2 and you have minus 3 here, add a minus 3 you have to find out. So the best idea is just put minus 3. 2 minus 3 is negative, minus 1. Okay, just put minus 3 and see with this 2 plus x is going to give you negative or positive. So even if you put minus 3 or minus 4 or whichever number, say 2.5 also, 2 minus 3 is what? There is negative 1. So negative you are getting. So mod 2 plus x will be negative 2 plus x. When you remove this mod, it's going to be negative of 2 plus x. So 3 into this mod I am just replacing minus 2 plus x. So minus 3, 2 plus x, which is going to give you minus 6 minus 3x. Minus 6 minus 3x. Basically it's minus 3x minus 6. So you have this as the function now, and now do the d by dx. So minus 6, so minus you can take outside. This 6 is going to be 0, and you have 3x, so 3 will come. So you have minus 3, negative 3 you have. So this is how you are going to do it, okay? The best thing is, whenever you have this mod and some value is given, just put that value and see whether it is negative or positive. And just, if it is negative, remove the mod with a negative sign of that function. For example, we did 2 plus x, removed the mod and we just put a negative in front of it. Question number 13. So it's given if mod x is less than 1. This is very important because this will make the function differentiable. Otherwise it is not. Y is given as 1 plus x square plus x cube, and we have to find out dy by dx. So when we have dy by dx of 1 plus x square plus x cube, this series is a GP and these goes up to infinite. This is a by n 1 minus r. If for a is the first term, r is the common ratio. So what is a? 1. What is r? X by 1, x square by x, you can do x cube by x square. X is the common ratio. So a upon 1 minus r you have to do. So a is 1, 1 minus r, so that is 1 minus x. So this is given here also. So this is the sum. Now we'll find out the differentiation of this. But before that, if you see 1 minus x, mod x is less than 1. Mod x is less than 1 means x is between 1 and minus 1. That is how it is important. You cannot have x as 1. If you put x as 1, it will be 1 by 0, 1 by infinite. So I'm just doing the differentiation. It's just like what we have done earlier. So it will be minus 1 in front, 1 minus x to the power minus 2. Now we'll do 1 minus x also, chain rule. So 1 minus x is 1 is 0, so minus 1. Minus cancels. You have 1 minus x, go square. This is the final one. Question number 14 it is. Let me tell you again, this mod x less than 1 is important here. You cannot just, because if it is given in the question, you cannot have x as 1. If x is 1, it will make your function not differentiable. So you have to be, if you are preparing for your competitive examination, say IIT or something, then you have to be very specific about this. For normal, examination, board examination, you can do like this. But for competition, this mod x less than 1, everything which is given in the question is important. You will be using it somewhere in your question. Okay. Now this is question number 14. If fx equal to log base is x square and it's x cube, log of x cube, the base is x cube. So we have to find out f dash x. So you know that log base a b, you can write it as log b by log a. You can do like this. Okay, base is this. Now we can write this as log, you have x cube here, and then we have log, we have x square. So the question is, why do you do this? Because log is only differentiable when it is having base as e. Please be very careful. Base has to be e. And what is the power? Log a raised b is b log a. Log a raised b is b log a. So we can write it as 3 log x. I'm not writing base e, okay? So 2 log x gets cancelled. 3 by 2 is the constant. And differentiation of a constant is a 0 value. This is f dash x. Okay. So this is all about the exercise VSAQ. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself.